Hello and welcome to another episode of Shikar. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It has been.
It's been a while. I miss y'all. What?
It's been a while.
That's where you go with that?
Yeah. I'm half white. What do you expect?
I mean, it's showing right now.
Listen, bitch. I was raised in the whitest, well, not raised, but like I went to high school in the whitest area in Massachusetts, basically.
This is what, Shikar 39? We're almost on 40, right?
Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember when you were level 1?
Yeah.
I couldn't forget. I couldn't do anything.
That's true.
Talk about that.
You couldn't do anything? Oh my gosh. You know, I think about it and I just get so, you know.
Mm-hmm. This week's episode is sponsored by Bagel Bites. What do you have to say, Gabe?
Yum.
Yum.
That would be a good sponsor, like snack foods.
Yeah. What else do you do when you're
household
playing D&D?
Mm-hmm.
You
snack foods. Get at us.
Eat now I'm hungry. Maybe I'll DoorDash something. Honestly, they should sponsor us.
DoorDash, yes.
Sponsor
smoothies.
Literally got my
Now, chat, I would apologize for us being late, but you love us, so you don't.
We're so pretty.
You like it.
We're so pretty and adorable and lovely, and you can't blame us for being late.
Also, it's like one day till Pride, and it'd be homophobic if you were mad at us for being
biphobic,
late.
all the phobics.
Yeah.
Not in our chat. We
True.
cannot have it.
Thank you for accentuating that. Ally.
Fine when he's in this game. That's just what we know.
I love that, Balvin.
Be good.
Balvin's just like, I'm straight and I endorse this message.
Yeah. And we love you for it.
Oh man. Welcome back. For those of you that are new here, what an episode to jump in on. We are just about to go into a boss fight and then go on a series of one-shots where our players will level up and explore personal narratives. Some of my favorite things to and Steffi's gone. Steffi's like, I'm not exploring no fucking narratives. I've only been here for a little while, and the shit this bitch has put me through. There's so much cotton wood jizz in the air right now.
Wow. Lots of words that just happened.
Oh my god. People that are in Washington State know the air is thick with this white fluff shit. Tree jizz.
No?
And it's just so fucking much. I'm Demi. I'm allergic to that. No, thank you.
Is Seattle normally full of white?
Fuck off. Trees.
Oh, we're talking about trees. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that happens in California. Do you get like that thick, cottony white stuff that's in the air?
You act like I go outside.
Fair enough. I think, okay, in order of outdoorsiness, I think it goes Gabe number 1, Bronze number 2, Xander number 3, Balvin number 4, Sephi number 5.
I'd agree with that.
I used to LARP.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I LARP outside, but
yeah, I know you LARP. I'm probably like, I go hiking. Gabe lives in the woods. He doesn't have a house.
Gabe is a
Cousin was today.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I used to love the outdoors, and then I learned what ticks were as a child, and I was just like, no.
No.
That's a true story.
I've been bitten by ticks. It's sad. I checked myself just now.
Yeah. You never know.
I can't go out. Yeah, and anytime I go outside, bro, I'm like my ankles. I'm slapping the shit all the time. Like I'm getting bit by something. Some biting me.
Bug spray. I got you.
And bro,
Balvin, so would you agree you're the fourth, you're the fourth less outdoorsy person then?
How much of an indoor kid are you?
I mean, I think at this point in my life, probably, but like I grew up in the country, so like I used to live outside. Like that's like outside was it. So like, And now I just don't have much of a reason to. I don't live next to an anime forest like Gabe does. Right? You know? I live next to the woods, but it's pitch black out there. We have coyotes and shit. I'm not
Yeah, me too. What's stopping you?
You wouldn't fight a coyote? I'd fight a coyote.
No, you don't have to fight them. You can feed them.
I would
As someone
fight
who
a
used to have
coyote
coyotes
if I
in her
need to.
backyard, I still didn't go outside.
Feed them.
I used to
They
live in a
were
very
fine.
rural area until I moved to.
Don't feed the
here.
coyotes. People watching, don't do
Feed
that.
Say feed the coyotes, Gabe.
Don't feed the coyotes.
You're not supposed to feed wild animals.
Have you ever heard
You guys-
a pack of
you guys
coyotes kill a
terrible.
fox?
That sounds like it would be
Because
a
this happened
nightmare.
all the time when I lived in
The
Massachusetts.
screaming.
Literally, it was the loudest, highest pitched shrieking at like 4 a.m. That sound has woken me up. It's so specific. It's terrifying. Foxes do not go quiet.
Well,
No.
And it was always like a pack of them. Like the yips were just.
Yeah, they always. That's like in my neighborhood. We get like on a little like neighborhood ring thing. It's always like, watch out over by this house. There's 3 coyotes going around killing animals. Like it's every. Hey,
We
what
need
the
to do
fuck is
a
wrong with
horror
you?
version of Wind in the Willows. Are you down, Seffi?
Always.
For a
You say
horror,
game and I'm down.
a horror Wind in the Willows where I play actual animal sounds dying.
So Animal Farm meets fucking Wind in the
Xander's
Willows.
not
I'm down.
horrified.
Yo, I'll do it.
Machine for
I'll
pigs.
fucking do it. I feel like every single thing I watched when I was a kid was like, here's a bunch of cute pigs that have great personalities that are trying to escape being slaughtered. Like everything I watched was like that.
Someone watched Watership Down a little too much.
right.
Yeah. Well, there's so like where the red fern grows. Call of the Wild. White Fang.
Devastating.
Basically every other book had dog fights in it. And I was like, why are we dog fighting? What?
The Dolphins too, I think, had that.
You know, or they get rabies. Or they get like every single.
And y'all wonder why I don't go outside? This
Old
is why I don't
Yeller?
go outside.
Fucking Old Yeller. Y'all remember Old Yeller? I don't.
No,
Every
because Old Yeller's
single
dead.
book. I remember reading a book about, was it Secret? Was it Secret of Nim or was it?
Yeah,
Mrs.
Secret of
Or
Nim was
Watership
fucked
Down.
up too.
All
yeah.
of them were. All of them were.
I love Secret of Nim.
Even Redwall. People like say, "Oh, Redwall is so nostalgic." You're right. I love it. We're not going to pretend that book isn't dark as hell. It is.
I never
There's a
actually read
point
Redwall.
where there's a, I think a ferret, and they slit his throat and throw him in a ditch full of dead people, but he survives. That's a kid's book.
Yikes.
Living the dream.
Now we do our dog fighting
Someone
civilized
would slit
and
my
call it
throat and throw me in a
Pokemon.
yeah, Pokemon. civilized dog. Fisher Price dog fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're playing ROM hacks, then it gets real fucked up.
Wait, really?
There's really dark Pokemon fan games.
Oh
out there,
yeah. The introduction of Lavender Town. It's all of it. stems
Seriously
from that
dark.
tower.
Seriously.
Shit. Balvin, what was that game you and I were commenting on the trailer for it? It's like Pokemon, except you can do slavery with the Pokemon.
Oh my god.
It's
I gotta say,
it's
okay.
crazy, Xander.
So-
It's Pokemon, except it's like you can
Very
enslave the Pokemon and make them work in your camp to make guns.
And they say that. So okay,
To
that's
make
my
guns.
pocket Pal World.
Pal World, thank you. Yes,
It's
I
from
just said
shit-
that
it's from a
Oh,
designer.
you did? How did I miss that?
2 or 3 times, yeah.
Oh,
There's
my
a
bad.
designer that
My
basically
bad.
made like a almost exact duplicate of like the Breath of the Wild game system. Like there's a glider and everything, and the climbing and the animations are the same, the style is the same, and they made like a big crafting thing. And I was like, this is cool, but it's weird. I played it for like 3 months, and then I got to a high enough level where I had access to like technology, and it was like, okay, clone cows and put them on a conveyor belt, and then drop them into this giant pot to make soup. And I'm like, what?
That's too real. That's too real.
I'm like, what do you mean? And it's like it just started working. So it would like drop the cows, they went down the conveyor belt, then it would drop them to the soup, and it would just generate like beef stew. You have the cows, chickens,
Well, at least they're using the whole animal.
you could do it with a lot
No
of
food
stuff.
waste.
And I was like, and then also like Anubis was on a floating island in the sky. It was a very weird game.
The god?
Yeah. So like when Power Word came out, like and
Is
everyone
this
was like,
Genshin
what?
Impact? I feel like this is Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
They did also copy a lot of stuff from Genshin Impact, but like when Power World came out and like the trailer came out, I was like, oh shit, I recognize that.
Oh, because you had that was beta testing.
100%. The game Craftopia was a beta test for it because like they had guns and shit.
Oh, it's the same company.
Yeah. It was absolutely.
I'm gonna
like
play Power World on stream just so y'all know.
I'm gonna tune in for that. I want to see it. I don't want to experience it myself.
I'm gonna play. Listen, anything that's Pokemon derivative, I think people just want me to play it. That's like more.
Tell them
like
no.
75 to 80% of my streams are Pokemon.
Last time I watched a Sephi stream, within 30 seconds of being there, Sephi said, "I'm gonna catch this Ditto and I'm gonna get that Breedussy."
Nope.
that is what she said. Breedussy.
It is.
And that's what we rated into. And so many people from my chat were like, put it in the what? Put it in the Breedussy.
I did catch that Ditto and I did name it Breedussy.
I was like impressed, but also like, damn, Sephi is. I mean, but that's like the Balvin stream where he's in there calling himself the throat goat. I was like, what's happening?
I was right provoked.
You were provoked?
I was provoked
into being a throat goat.
Yes, Sephi, into being a throat goat. No,
listen, it's a title of honor. You're our lord. Be the lord of the throat goats.
I played this character in this game called Shikar called Ajax. He's a samurai fighter.
Oh yeah, we're doing something, aren't we?
Samurai fighter.
In a report.
Damaged emotionally. We share that. Mentally getting there, helping his friends out, and just trying to get by. Hopefully today things go well for him because he just knows how to swing sword go burr.
Sword go burr.
And accompanied with me will be another person in this party. He's a druid. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Gabe James Games.
While you do that, I'm gonna go grab something I forgot that we need for the mini map.
Mom's going, fuck y'all.
So anyway, the intricacies of Ditto's Breedussy anatomy are very particular. Go ahead, Gabe. Go ahead.
Gabe, who are you?
Want to say something fucked up?
I'm Gabe. Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games on the internet. I do cosplay, voiceover, game design. I'm finally not traveling. I've been traveling for like a goddamn month. What's new? Nothing. Nothing I can talk about. There's a whole June is just basically going to be a month. Don't be a dickhead. I fed you.
Hey, he wants to introduce himself.
All right, Leo, come here.
He wants to bark for the Breedussy.
Come here. No, all the way. You got it.
Now that Bronze put that word back in my mouth, I can't stop saying it. I'm neurodivergently like just want to keep saying it.
That's the wrong side.
Fun.
Maybe he doesn't want to introduce himself.
He's not.
He changed his mind.
Sneaky little. Why are you so weird? Come here. There you go. Come here.
It's Valym's wild shape form.
Puppy Valym.
There we go.
Cameo.
Oh, look at that beauty. We all
Chunky little boy.
Oh, chunkers.
And that's it. That's for Gabe.
Cool. Thank you.
I did a safe introduction that no one can prove otherwise.
You just got snitched
right
on.
on cue.
You just got snitched on. He just said
Objection.
Nope. He said nope. False. Not true.
And I'm Xander, and I'm playing Scorpio, who is sort of fighting his inner demons in a way that have become outer demons that we are fighting physically, kind of.
That's such a D&D thing to say.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you could just fight them physically in real life?
I'm fighting my inner demons, but also they're my outer demons now.
Yeah.
And that poses its own set of issues.
Right. And Scorpio is a monk lock, which could either be a monk warlock or a monk locksmith.
I'm here for either, to be honest.
Yeah. But everyone's accompanied by Mirayah.
All right,
Yes,
Steffi,
Mirayah's
buy me
actually
time
dead.
while I put my grid down.
My new character's name is Bridusi the Ditto.
No.
He's now in
No,
Shikar.
she dies
No.
immediately.
But she's a
She spawns-
changeling.
Ditto doesn't have a gender. It receives in all orifices. So
God. You know what? In honor of Pride, they die.
no,
It's equality.
the only pansexual representation we deserve. Anyway, hi, I play Mirayah. I am a Azamar sorceric, which is the sorcerer cleric, or a sorcerer named Eric. I don't know. You decide. She is ready to help Scorpio get rid of this thing in his head finally. And also does not like Whimsy a little bit, even if he's kind of sexy.
Wait, is Whimsy sexy?
Whimsy's sexy.
No
The
one ever
one
told me
Superman
that?
curl, green eyes, coal
Heartbreaking
liner,
curl, I
deep
believe was
V.
the
Are you
description.
kidding me? You know he's sexy.
Anime prince.
Do I know?
Yeah,
that
you know he's
Whimsy?
sexy.
No,
he
I
looks
don't
like
know.
Leander.
No,
Wait,
he doesn't.
Is Leander
They look
sexy?
different
You said that Whimsy looks like a reflection of Leander.
Yeah.
in his body.
Yeah, but the question now is Leander sexy?
But the figure that Whimsy presents in Xander's mind, I mean Scorpio's mind, isn't the same as Leander, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's what I'm referring to.
The like past version or like the
The idealized version of what Whimsy
They don't look
presents.
like each other at all anymore, I guess.
No, there's like a resemblance. It's like Leander seen some shit and Whimsy less so.
Yeah, I thought so because they were a reflection of the same person. So I thought there was still some like Leander in there. Either way, stop romancing bad guys.
Never.
This is a really bad
Who said I was
standard.
gonna
for society.
romance them? They can be sexy and I don't want any part of that.
Romanticizing, fine.
Listen, you've met some of my friends. Some of them are very sexy. Doesn't mean I'm gonna romance them.
I don't know who you're friends with.
Like everyone from Dimension 20.
Why would I know that?
Look at that subtle flex.
You've met them.
Like everyone from Dimension
The majority
20.
of conversation
not
I've
everyone.
had
I
with
meant
you,
from like my season. I know you've met some of them, and also Christina's a friend of mine. Like,
Everybody
the majority of
basically
conversations
loves
we've had,
me.
Seffi, are here. I don't know who you're friends with.
bitch, you don't watch my feed.
No.
He doesn't know anything about me.
I don't.
Do you know
Really?
anything about me?
Nothing that I should say out loud because most of the stuff I know about you is stuff that we talk about in the sense of like trust and privacy.
That's true. Me and Gabe are very close. I've
Yeah.
fought people for Gabe, and that creates a bond that you can't.
That's
shake,
true.
Yeah, I'm the one
you
who's
know?
not close. I'm the outlier, people.
That's not true. I think I'm close with you, Seffi.
You are close. We are close.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm
I consider
the
Xander a
glue
pretty
that
close
bonds
friend,
this
too.
cast
Mhm.
together. We've talked about this in the past. That I've met all of you in person.
person. But wait, who are you?
Hi, hello. I am that bronze girl. This is my. I don't want to say home game, but it feels like that a lot
It
of
feels
times.
like it.
This is my home
It does
game.
feel like it.
Welcome. I appreciate you being here. The reason I apologize for me being distracted for the first part of that, I was setting up this. Wow.
Holy shit.
Oh no, we're gonna
No,
die.
you're not gonna die. If you do,
Thematically, it would be very satisfying if one of us died here.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm just saying.
sometimes like I think
Bet.
you think it's gonna be you that throws yourself on that sword. I know it's gonna be Valym because Gabe can't resist a spicy exit. Like if there's a moment for Gabe to be like, "Whoa," Gabe will be like, I throw myself in front of the arrow and just slice both of my wrists and turn my blood into a blood sword and drive it through the demon's heart and
I can think
then
of
eat
4
the
characters of
demon
mine that have
and
died.
become the demon. And now I'm the demon.
I literally watched the anime where someone was like, okay, if you want to get now the thing that you've been looking for is in my chest. You have to kill me to get it out. I'm like, okay. So yes, she's right. I would do that. I have like 4 characters that have died because of shit like that. And you know what? I've got 5 fingers, so
Wait, what?
then when people ask me how many times this happened, I can hold up just a whole hand.
Right.
Oh.
There's one left.
Cool,
Sorry,
cool,
Balvin, for the trauma that it might bring you.
But also,
What's more?
can you resist the called shot? Now that it's called out, it's like sort of predictable that you would sacrifice Valym. So now it's not predictable to do the opposite and survive and be happy. Whoa.
Are you psyching yourself out? Because that's not gonna change me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I'll do it, but I'm the kind of person that if someone knows something's coming, I'm still gonna do it.
Oh,
Because they don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Gabe lives for the drama, apparently.
Hmm.
Although
I
I wouldn't know.
respect that. I respect that.
Kind of like concentrated drama.
Yes, yes.
Small
Except
bursts.
one of y'all, if that happens, one of y'all's gonna have to tell Sunflower I died.
Or the family.
Oh, that would be a
one of y'all.
sad thing.
Kidding, I
You
know
mean
who Sunflower
me?
is.
Yeah, the Ajax.
The rival family member.
You mean
Yeah.
me? Yeah, I will be the one to have to tell them.
I can't believe we're already planning on who's going to deliver the bad news and we haven't even gone into the battle yet.
I say, what
If
if
it ends up being
y'all
Mirayah, she'd
lived?
be like, yo, your boyfriend's dead.
They would actually probably kill you.
Weird.
Sunflower is
Develop his memory
crazy.
thing again.
Yeah,
It has to be me.
She hit me with
I
a
don't
bottle
know.
for
I
missing
haven't
a-
met her yet, Gabe.
She hit
I'm
me with a
making
bottle
a
for
joke.
missing a date. So like, if you say your boyfriend's dead, I rage.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Maybe it's Lydia's fault. Maybe Lydia has to send it. The bird.
I
she gotta
remember it's
find a
the
man.
bird. I remember. this.
I remember.
I remember.
I wasn't telling you.
Oh,
It looked like everyone else was confused. You created the bird. You know the bird.
I know the bird. Half of these NPCs are characters that I end up being like, at some point I'm gonna play them in a game.
Xander, have you been on Dimension 20?
What?
Have you been on Dimension 20 before?
I don't think
Me?
so.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay. So it's just Xander and
Not yet.
Valym that are left.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm up next. You never know, man. You know,
Up and coming tabletop.
Hey.
That would be our first time meeting in person. How cool would that
If
be?
they ever let me back in after this season airs, I will
Fight.
fight for it. You know.
Bro,
Fight to
them
get-
people gonna be like, "Who the fuck is he? Who the fuck?
LordBalvin
is
on all
this?
panels. Duh.
Who the
Duh.
fuck is this guy?"
Dumb. All right. We find ourselves in a dark pass underneath the bones of a city built on the economy of death. The business that flourished in this area, that of florists, bakers, tombstone engravers, flourished because of a battle long ago and never really went away. Getting cozy here. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I need some. There we go. A lot has happened in this town. This town has borne witness to events that have shaped the face of the continent of Luri. The battle that fertilized the soil on which this beautiful marble city now stands is the same battle that you witnessed with your own eyes. We remember a young medic whose only crime was aiding people on both sides of the conflict. Accused of being a traitor, of having traitorous intent, he was sent to the deepest, darkest bowels of the earth in a prison that most people shudder at the thought of. And there he was locked away, forgotten about. In his musings, in his whisperings to the darkness, something was born. Maybe it was always there, but he gave it shape. And thus, the deity of hope, of healing, was corrupted by a being of despair. The conjoined forces made him stronger as his mind became weaker. And so, this shadow, sensing that the time was right, shore this creature, shore this poor wretched individual in two, thereby granting himself his own freedom to walk upon the earth freely. And thus despair separated itself from a greatly weakened form of hope, taking most of this poor individual's powers with him. Still, this heart of darkness dwells in the bones of the earth, a deep sentience, whispering to those most desperate to ask it for help. A small child who doesn't know who her father is, or who his father is, who doesn't know why his sister died, whispers to the darkness and it grows. A wandering monk. Each of you becoming irrevocably tied to this being. Only recently have you become fully aware of the full scope of the conflict in which you've become interlaced. And a man's life hangs in the balance. You've broken bread with him. He's aided you on your journeys. A lonely graveyard keeper that goes by the name of Leander, cursed to try to make amends for the being which he has unleashed upon the earth. He slowly forgets that which he once was. And now that you have reminded him, he feels torment and regret. But you also joined these two deities together once again. And much like summer comes after the coldest winter, he assures you that maybe a balance can be struck, because just as hope is integral to the functioning of mankind, so therefore is despair. You all decided to trust him, to see if you can help him in his conflict. And thus you find yourselves in a safe haven provided to you by a wizard that you met in another plane, because that's what D&D is, baby!
Hell yeah! Resurrection!
And you, I guess, prepare for a battle that you know will change the course of the world and most likely your lives. Where do we find each of you? See how I did the recap for you all today?
Very appreciated.
Yeah.
How did he end up in the well, though? How did Whimsy end up in the well?
Is that where we come to, or is that Xander?
that is Xander, but also Scorpio is meditating, and he's just sitting there thinking, like, if we can figure out how Whimsy was sort of trapped in the well, maybe we can figure out if there's a weakness that we can exploit in some way.
Is this said out loud?
Yeah.
Was he actually trapped here, or was that just the most convenient place for him to stay to access other people?
Well,
he was born down here, right?
From what I can remember, and remembering things is not my forte, it was a lost creature that was down there calling to others, but it could not leave the well itself. In fact, both myself and Valym ended up entering the well.
I don't know. I saw it be born here out of Leander.
But we saw it leave, right? He traveled as despair and left. Then why was it returned here to the well in that weakened state? Something must have happened.
Do you think Leander might have any ideas? Or do you think that he wouldn't remember?
I feel as though Leander has helped us as much as he can. Reawakening these wounds may be detrimental to his healing. I believe in us, even if we cannot recall a way that this being was beaten in the past. We will forge a new path. We have to.
Hey, Valym.
Yeah, buddy.
Think we're gonna die?
Who?
Do you think we're gonna die?
There's a chance.
Let's say I have a problem with that.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't have a problem with dying though. I have a problem with my last heroic sacrifice being another event that no one saw.
I mean, I don't. Well, okay, but like,
I'm not gonna be cool, bro. If I died in someone's mind, it already happened twice. I killed myself in his brain. That was
cool to me.
Oh.
Plus, if you die a heroic death, then you get to see your best friend sooner than later, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right, but
they want to keep stealing.
I'm still trying to understand that part.
Yeah, it's weird. Hey, Ajax, do you think Whimsy's actually evil? Or is Whimsy's just kind of bad? You know, we never actually asked that question.
Well, he is despair, isn't he?
Yeah, but doesn't despair make people better if they fight against it?
I was going to say, I feel like he's necessary in a sense, but I don't know if how he's going about things are the right way.
But what has he done that's really wrong? He hasn't, as far as we know, he hasn't killed anybody. He's made Scorpio see some weird shit, but despair gave Scorpio his memories back that he wanted. Despair technically freed a dragon.
Well, okay. He freed. Wait. We don't know what he wanted to do with that dragon, though.
We don't.
But to everything else, I mean, not entirely wrong.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted me to kill an entire kingdom of people with a kraken.
And there was sort of the reliving of traumatic memories that he sort of made all of you do.
Doesn't that make you also bad because you took the egg?
I was dying. I was under emotional distress.
I don't think that's a valid.
I also crushed the egg. You don't remember I threw it down the stairs.
Yeah, but you took it first.
Bitch.
You interjected in the conversation. If someone gives you a gun and you take the gun, you might not have used the gun, but you took the gun.
So it's a gun.
You had considered using it.
I think these are good questions.
Considered, but didn't do it? Doesn't that say more about me than anything else?
No, you can still be indicted for that. That's possible. Like,
by what law?
Okay.
Valym, which laws?
If it's about the laws, then what has Whimsy done? Because none of it happened. You interjected in a conversation, and your points are null and void. Because in that sentence, you're the same as Whimsy. You thought about doing it, but you didn't do it. So then, what is? It is literally the same, Mirayah.
No, it's not.
Because you say that, but it's not just your perspective that matters.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. You hear a heavy knock on the door to your beautiful sort of palace that sort of like folded
Capsule.
in on itself, yeah. and formed this beautiful space you're in now. Which looks much like a specific wizard friend from Rook's Reach whose study you've been in.
So what's a gun?
I'll go up to the door. I'm not going to answer it, but yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, I ran out of food for the horses.
Oh my God.
Oh God. I opened the door.
Christ.
You see a very disgruntled looking goblin with snot coming out of one nose. Her hair braided and a purple dress with golden embroidery on it. A purple lehenga, to be specific, Indian garb, with little Punjabi shoes.
Lulu.
It's been like 4 days.
And she like gives you a hug. You see a very angry Tootsie behind her, Valym, and a very mellowed out demon horse, or whatever we settled on what it was.
Oh
it was
my
not
God.
as
August.
August.
Demon horse.
Demon horse. They keep making jokes about whether it's a rhino or something else or not a horse.
But Valym, your friend doesn't look too happy.
Oh shit. I don't know what to do.
Walk up to August like, "What's up, bro? How you been? It's been a minute. I ain't seen you. You good?"
Give me an
I
animal
ain't
handling check.
Oh, this is gonna go so good or so bad. Let me see. Okay, that's an 11.
You, as you like go to like kind of pet him, he pulls back.
I understand that. That's fair. Look. I'm not like the other guy. I can't like make horse noises to make you understand me. But I hope you can see in my eyes the past. I almost died, man. It's a regular thing for me, I think. And I'm about to go on one of the most crazy things that I think I've ever embarked on. So I'm sorry for kind of leaving you out to dry, but I haven't exactly been on vacation.
You hear his tummy grumble.
Oh, okay. 1 second. I'll walk back inside. Valym, she don't look happy.
Who?
Tootsie.
Yeah, well, we left her with Lulu for 4 days.
I did my best. But then you
only
also
you
told me
can
not
fix
to
that.
steal. Well, Valym didn't tell me not to steal, but everybody else told me not to steal. And we only had so much food, and we had to go get the carriage, or Auntie Mirayah's carriage. So I went and got it. And
You brought the whole carriage. Wow.
well, I
There
had.
should be grain in the carriage for the horses.
You told me not to go back there. You said something would eat me.
Not for anything that's like food. Come
Oh,
on, Lulu.
I was
Come on,
afraid
I'll
of
show you what you can
touching
touch.
something. Oh, and by the way, you guys know Auntie Hudwinkle a lot of money because she towed it here.
Oh, that makes more sense.
How much do we owe?
Oh, she said at least 17 gold. But she said if you're interested, she can find a way for you to work it off. And she winked. I don't know what that means.
Well, I know what that
Nothing
means.
good if I know Hoodwinkle.
I know what that means. Okay, thank you, Lulu.
What's that?
I'm ritually casting Speak with Animal. Just do that. Well,
Hey.
Yeah, I held
Buddy.
her on the road, and then I just asked her if she could help a gal out, and she took me down there, and the horses free grazed for a bit, but it wasn't technically public property that they grazed on, so I did have to put the dishum on somebody at one point. So I think I might have a record now.
You put the dishum on someone.
I did, yeah.
You know?
Dishum.
That's for you and Scorpio to talk about.
But I mean, it's like the fact that people can own Earth is stupid. It's out there. It's
That's fair.
there's no.
Oh.
How do you tell a horse no? Don't eat that.
She's got so much to learn about how awful this place is.
You
What
did
a
a good
problem.
job.
So I
Fine.
just, I was like, okay, the horses are eating, and this guy was like, this is my property, and that's how he said it. He didn't say property. He said property, and it was horrible. So I, hit him
Do
a
you
few
not
times.
have a record already?
Well, no. I've never been caught.
Tell that to us finding you stealing in that store.
Sticky fingers.
And the carpenters.
And,
I'm not gonna tell. I was just curious.
People really must be that
Hey,
stupid.
Valym.
Yeah.
Could you talk to August as well, please?
Yeah, sure. What do you want me to say?
I said sorry. I don't know if I said a bunch of words out there, but all I need to get across is sorry.
Do you want me to get them some food before you start? Valym?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're a little bit upset.
Lulu, I'll show you where the stocks are.
I'll come with you, Mirayah.
Okay.
She follows you into the back. You have a hunch that you'll have to keep a close eye on her if you don't want any of your things to go missing.
Do you want me to roll for it? That's what I thought. Okay.
Scorpio's gonna come with, but doesn't even notice.
Am I rolling perception?
Yeah, against her, I guess, sleight of hand.
That's a 6. She definitely takes something.
Oh dear.
While you're walking in, Scorpio, she regales you with tales of her adventures.
The first encounter was pretty good. And there was like this procession of people going to a funeral. And I played them some music. And then they were
I was hoping you would have left them alone.
What?
Huh?
Oh. Yeah, I played them some music to ease their passing, and they loved it. One of the ladies offered me money, and she said, "Oh, that's enough. Please stop. But here's some of this money." But that's how she liked it. And
Well,
I played with some of the grieving children and tried to entertain them and cheer them up. They weren't very into it. What else did I do? Oh, and then I began my journey southward with the horses. I went Auntie Hoodwinkle, kind of watching me. We did separate from Auntie one time, and I do have a sandal mark on my bottom from where I got in trouble for that. But it was for a very good reason.
thievery.
No!
Bribery.
No, I had a scheme that I thought was really going to pay off.
Schemery.
Yeah, because I saw this beautiful golden bird with this beautiful red beak, and it had this beautiful plumage. And I was like, it had eggs, and I said, yo, if I take these, imagine how much they'll sell for.
Lulu.
But everybody needs a pet. Your wizard friend has a pet. Valym has a pet. I don't have a pet.
These aren't pets. And Scorpio makes a motion, and Kale, the sugar seahorse, appears and says, these are our beloved companions. They come from a different realm altogether.
That sounds like a lot of hooey.
Sounds like a cat, to be honest.
Well, I tried to catch a cat, too. That's how I got this. She shows you like a scratch on her arm.
Lulu, here's the thing about schemes. You gotta make sure that you're gonna get some sort of return on your investment when you do them. That doesn't result in bodily harm for you. It can result in bodily harm for others. We'll have a conversation. We'll teach you how to do this stuff.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna steal, we might as well teach you how to do it properly.
Well, yeah, I just thought, maybe I'm at that level as a magic user to have a familiar. But, I have to get familiar with something first. I've been trying, but I'm not good with animals like Valym is. So I just have to, persistence, be familiar with me. Be familiar with me. And the birds are like,
you could also
what?
just do a find familiar spell.
You could just do that?
You'd have to learn it or find a scroll, but yeah.
Oh.
It will happen over time.
I thought you just convinced them to come with you.
You can do that too. That's sort of what happened with Lydia, Valym's bird, but you can just cast find familiar.
Say you just put your brains together and hope that the transfer happens, and then they can do magic for you.
That sounds like a load of hooey.
Oh, what?
Maybe we should take you to a library or something.
A library? I don't know. There's a lot of books, and they don't let you make noise in there, and so I don't know how I feel.
You can take the books out sometimes.
Oh, then it's okay. I don't like those ladies with the really tight hair. They're like, shh.
We don't steal from libraries.
You can't steal from libraries because taxes pay for them. So technically, it's my book.
No.
You're gonna make a very fine merchant someday.
It's my book.
Capitalist.
It's like going to school when I stole the quill from school. It's my quill. Because I'm a citizen.
But are you a tax-paying citizen, Lulu? May not be your quill, huh?
I don't like this line of questioning.
Let's get the hay for the horses.
Hey, it's for horses. And she like goes behind you.
Literally, they're in the back.
She follows. She pockets a couple of things. You don't
Can I roll
it.
to see how dangerous they are?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm just going to make this a straight check. This is where I get a nat 20.
Yeah. Inventory.
Did you really get a nat 20?
We're going to have to deal with this later, aren't we?
Did you get a nat 20? Okay.
So that's how dangerous the thing is?
I'm going to roll
What does that
on a...
mean?
I don't like this.
I rolled on a table that I have, a little like own custom loot table. So she got a scroll of greater invisibility.
Oh no.
And a scroll of contact other plane.
Detect other plane or transport?
No, contact.
Oh, Lord.
Basically gave her camouflage and a cell phone.
Camouflage in a cell phone.
This is bad. It's bad, y'all. Okay, while I'm here, should I roll to see if there's anything that will help us with Whimsy's fight?
Yeah. What exactly are you looking for?
What do I think would help? Scorpio, what do you think in particular, like something that would help with fighting Whimsy? You're the closest to him, literally.
To clarify out of game, is this going to be like we are going into a mindscape to battle this entity, or is this something like a physical form has appeared and we are going to fight this manifestation?
You get from the way Leander's demeanor is shifting back and forth that it is a like physical manifestation you're going to be fighting.
And this has appeared in the world, and like Leander was under the impression that it is like a destructive force that we have to stop before it.
Yes.
Got it.
All right.
Well, it seems as though this entity is manifested physically in this realm. So anything that could help destroy that?
I don't think I got anything that's quite that potent, but maybe do some damage to it, or maybe something that, well, do I have anything that contains hope?
That's interesting.
Or is a reference to hope? Or it's like...
Potential guiding. Maybe we could like take an in-game moment to think about it, and we could maybe roll to see if there's anything that comes up.
Yeah, let's do it. What are we rolling?
What sort of knowledge are you using? Are you using your knowledge of what Leander has told you? Or are you using your knowledge of Arcana? What do you think you'd call upon to be able to tell?
Well, I think Mirayah doesn't know Leander or Whimsy. So I think she'd be thinking about his status as a god of despair. So it would probably be Arcana.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Scorpio, do you think you would be more thinking of what you know of the tale?
Yeah, especially anything that maybe because the mind meld goes both ways. Anything that leaked into Scorpio from Whimsy that could be a tell.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
That's a 13 for me.
And a 14 for Scorpio.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 12, not 13.
Let's see. Mirayah, you think... Let me see here. With a 13, the number one thing that you would glean is that this is going to be a fight that tests you mentally more than it does physically.
If we could bolster our psychic barriers somehow.
Right. Well, I know that we can't be fear. We can't suffer fear right now. But if there's anything that could defend our minds against like psychic attack, that could work. Like a potion or something.
Anything to clear away any ill effects or illusions as well.
And yes, because we were under the effects of that. Anything that... Do I have a potion for race past trauma?
Maybe.
No, I probably would drink that already if I had it.
That's just whiskey.
Oh, I have that. I have plenty of that. After. All right. Should I roll with that in mind?
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably... What do you want me to roll? Investigation, Arcana? Perception?
Give me an intelligence check and add a +1 from your roll.
Ooh, that's good. That's a 19.
Yeah, you actually find a ring.
Yes. We love a ring.
Yeah. Something that actually reduces the amount of psychic damage you take. You're pretty sure.
Right.
You're pretty sure.
Had this for a while. Got it off a merchant, this shady merchant in the stacks in an alleyway. I think this might help.
It's a like sort of almost looks like tungsten loop. And through the middle of it is sort of engraved a channel. And in that channel, you see like a sort of viscous black liquid kind of rotate about the loop of the ring. Holding it feels a little unsettling.
Might be slightly cursed, but it might help.
Maybe keep it in a pocket until it's useful.
I mean, if it's going to work, we should put it on now.
Here we go. Would you like me to wear it?
If it does what I think it's supposed to do, you are the most vulnerable.
Understood.
But if it fucks things up, you didn't get it from me.
Okay. Whoop. Oh, my finger. No, I'm just kidding.
You put it on, and your finger starts to feel like kind of cool to the touch. Do you attune to it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. As you begin to sort of like reach out with your mind into this ring, you feel almost like a glove, like an icy cold glove form on your hand and go up your arm all the way into like your head and your neck. It almost feels like a cold, tingly, numbing feeling. And then all of a sudden it becomes warm.
Oh.
But the band itself remains ice cold on your finger.
It's quite cool.
Yeah. It's quite cool. I know exactly what you're fucking talking. I hate that I know what you're talking about. I hate that I know.
Oh my god, I just got the reference too.
So bad.
Ooh, and what is the name of
Latin,
the
right?
item?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a like the liquid starts to seep out of the divot and kind of like pool and form a small ooze-like entity on the back of your wrist. As
Didn't
you're
know I did that.
looking at it, you see like a strange shifting in the viscous surface, and then you see a single eye blink.
That's unsettling.
That's exactly what you feel is unsettled.
I blink back.
It blinks
It
back.
doesn't
at
look
you.
like Whimsy's eye, does it?
No. It just looks like almost like a cuttlefish eye. It's like a strange rectangular type of thing, ringed in color.
We haven't had issues with cuttlefish. That's fine. Nope.
Mirayah, you can see this too, right?
I can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Can I roll Arcana to see if I know what this thing actually is?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just making all these rolls.
And then it says, "We are Scorpio."
Oh no, I made the problem worse. I thought it was a 2. Thank God. There's blood spatter on these dice, so I couldn't read it. Okay. That is a 17. It's a 12, not a 2.
You're not exactly sure what it is, but you do get the sense. You have heard of things like this before. You do get the sense that the way the ring functions is this creature eats the psychic damage.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. It eats it.
Does it also eat the mind of the person?
You're not sure.
I don't like that answer.
It thrives on psychic energy, negative and positive.
It thrives on psychic energy. Let's just say that after the fight, you remove it as quickly as possible.
Understood.
As you say that, small pseudopods form and it hugs the finger. And you see a furrow form on the one blinking eye.
Oh, it's okay. You're hungry, little buddy, aren't you?
I love Scorpio.
Let's just keep it fed with lots and lots of damage. I gotta do more research on the things that I sell.
Is there a ring that I can add equipment-wise, or is it a homebrew?
Yeah, it's a homebrew, but you can make a note of it. Mm-hmm.
Got it. And it's just, it will absorb all psychic energy or half?
When you are afflicted with the psychic spell, it absorbs half of the spell's effects, aka it feeds on that energy and shields you from it. That's how it functions. It's like a little null ring. You don't know.
That's what it's called, the null ring.
Yeah, yeah. And this little baby is the null.
Aww.
It's cute in a terrifying kind of way.
Yeah. No.
Maybe we don't mention this to the others until it becomes a problem.
Okay. Our little secret.
As he says,
y'all went to get hay.
You feel breath on the back of your neck.
Oh.
I see a little goblin hunching over you, looking at your ring.
This is.
Oh, we're not telling anybody? Okay.
This is our
I'll
secret.
give you a gold if you don't mention this to the others, Lulu.
Okay.
I toss her a gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna be mad if she keeps that secret. Since she didn't keep ours. I tell Scorpio everything.
Because he doesn't remember until he does.
All right, let's bring the grain back.
Huh?
Let's bring the grain back. The horses are going to get mad.
Yeah.
You come back and you find Valym speaking with the horses.
I remember what I was gonna say. Y'all were going for like 10 minutes?
Yeah, you're like still
There's
waiting
a
for
lot
them
of
to bring
material in the
back the
card.
food.
Bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
That was a Gabe question, not a Valym question.
I'm behind Valym, just like, man, where the fuck?
I don't even think you'd have been talking that long. He would have just. My plan was just to take off the scarf that I got from that weird dude, that was really pretty, wrap it around Tootsie. I'm sorry I left you with the weird child. I keep trying to leave. They keep staying. I really want to leave, but if I leave, I think Ajax will cry. It's basically all he says to Tootsie.
Oh. Tootsie sits there, pouting as much as a horse can pout.
I hate this place.
And then she's like, this town is horrible.
Tootsie, I made a deal with I don't know how to say this. I made a deal with a god. It was going to leave us alone. And then they tried to kill him. So I don't want to be here anymore. How's August?
As you say this, August goes, getting by.
Yeah. Ajax said he's sorry that he's kind of a absent parent.
Parent?
didn't say that. I didn't say parent.
No.
Caretaker.
Ajax is not my parent. Ajax is merely a burden I carry.
Oh,
Literally.
August. He's strong. Do you not respect his strength? I can talk about my friends, but you can't talk about my friends.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, what the hell? Watch your mouth, horse. Oh, that sucks. That's a 9.
Oh God.
That was almost.
buddy.
Yeah, whatever. I'll fight a horse for you. Square up.
Turns into a horse.
Sits there. He
Fights
says,
a horse.
I've borne many warriors. Strength is a small measure of a man.
And they were greater warriors than Ajax, right?
Yes, this, however, did not prevent their demises or their lapses of judgment.
So you weren't strong enough to protect them either.
Ajax, you see like your horse's nostril flares, begins to paw at the ground.
Which means you also are stronger than Ajax, right?
Bro, what is you saying?
Don't worry about it. Because you wouldn't drag him down, right? You can keep up, right?
You're getting louder.
Right?
You're getting more aggressive. I don't know what that means. Y'all good?
Look,
Do you mean to insinuate their falling in battle was my doing?
I mean to insinuate that, well, I use magic and my horse is much sleeker. So it's astounding that it's only Ajax's fault that he wasn't as efficient in battle. Unless you really just weren't giving it your all, were you? That makes sense.
You see him like shake his head angrily. Ajax, you see the ears go back, which is not a good sign for a horse.
Bro, what is you doing right now? Like, this is crazy. I don't know what he look upset.
To be honest, August, your rider has sworn himself and then been given strength by 2 different gods, turned a cursed blade into simply just a magical weapon, survived all of that time, and he's the feeble rider? What, August? What are your platitudes, actually? Where are these past riders? Are they still alive? Or have they moved on to different mounts? Because I think that you're capable, but the fact that Ajax here keeps trying to show you care and you don't want to return it, well, he's someone who wants to be your rider. That says something, August, because as far as I know, no one else here has tried. And I get on Tootsie proudly.
I'm gonna roll to see which way he goes.
It
You've made a very compelling argument.
This looks like how you talk to me, but in horse. So I don't know what that means.
It absolutely is. I'll fight that horse.
Oh no.
That's fine. I'll kill him.
Okay.
You're what?
He is not wise enough to heed your very well-reasoned warning, but I did get a nat 20 on him rearing up and like kind of like trying to kick Tootsie out of anger.
Go ahead.
Since you're on Tootsie. So he kicks her with the nat 20.
Oh!
Tootsie reels back, taking... I don't actually think he does that much damage even with a crit. 7 bludgeoning damage from the horse hoof on the hinds. She kind of goes, like I said, a little bit off kilter. And because you've already cast Speak with Animals, you hear her go, "Ow! Who does that?" And you see her kind of like panic as like this horse starts to like neigh and get up on 2 legs.
What did you say?
And she like starts to panic and like starts to like kind of like you normally she doesn't try to buck you, but you feel her begin to rear under you.
Yeah, no, I'll hop off. I'm gonna look at August. I'm gonna let you know right now. I will eat you and get him another horse. Get your shit together. I don't have time for you anymore. I can't eat them, but I can sure as fuck eat you and I can get away with it. So get your shit together.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Deal. I'm wild shaping. I don't even care if I'm using it. I'm wild shaping into a wolf.
Oh shit.
I'll still make a, what was it? Intimidation?
Who knew that the real big bad was gonna be this horse? Damn.
I will
They're
eat
just angry.
that fucking horse. 17.
Yeah. You see him, you get scared. Your horse starts to panic and it like prepares to bolt, Ajax.
Hmm?
What? I just said to say sorry.
I look at Ajax and like gesture towards the horse.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna get in front of him.
Even though he's bolting?
Yes.
What do? You just stand in front of him?
I'm gonna stand in front of him. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at him and be like, I don't know what he said, but stop.
Aww.
I wanna nip at Ajax. If Ajax is between me and the horse, I wanna nip at Ajax.
What?
Poor Ajax. Ajax is between a rampaging horse and an angry wolf.
Does anyone have calm emotions?
And I'm like,
where is the food?
You see Scorpio Mirayah, you're walking up with this.
I think we're just watching at this point, just like,
yeah. Lulu's hiding behind Scorpio.
And everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire. Lulu's scared because there's like a giant war horse that like looks very angry. She's like hiding behind you, Scorpio, behind your leg.
Mm.
And
What's happening?
You hear her whisper.
You got the food?
Is August gonna squish Ajax?
Oh no.
Give me something, please. Hurry.
I just tossed the bag of grain.
Oh God. I was trying to catch it.
Yeah, you catch it. You're strong.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I catch it. Is it like closed, or do I gotta rip this thing open?
It's a drawstring.
I was gonna say. I was like, this is probably very easy for you.
Okay. Yeah. So open it up. I show it to August and I say, hey,
Literally.
you helped me on some of the most important things that I've been through so far. And that's one thing, but it changed my life. All right. We rode into battle together and I took down my biggest feat yet. I don't know what he said to you. I don't even know if you can understand me, but please just stay with me. Cause right now I need you.
Ajax, are you by chance holding Wolf Valym back?
I'm not holding you back. I have like my arm like signaling you to stop.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he'll stop like in front of his arm.
Because you can't speak with him, give me a performance check. You do get to roll with advantage since Mirayah and Scorpio brought you food. And some of this is him just being hungry and angry at not being like properly cared for.
You all been there before. All right.
I've been there before, is that what you said?
Okay. 16.
It works. You see him rear, and as he's about to charge, instead he like does a step and then does a false step and then walks forward and starts eating the hay that you've thrown on the ground.
So since you speak with animals before wild shaping, it should still be up. So then
if it's a concentration, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So Valym is and Ajax won't understand this. Valym is going to say, fine, Ajax, I'll listen to you this time. But I hope that they prove to be what you believe they are. I'll trust your judgment this time. Valym is animal speaking that.
Right.
Specifically so August hears it, not so Ajax understands.
Right.
It.
Yeah, I can't understand it. Yeah.
And then he'll like walk back on his haunches and he'll growl at Ajax a little bit longer. And then that thing of where dogs go.
Do I need to heal the other horse?
turn back to normal and go to Tootsie.
You see Tootsie like, as like, you speak with animals, so you see Tootsie like, I can't believe you kicked me.
I know, you deserve better. Here's some good berries. You're so good.
God, thank you.
You're so good.
Oh, that hurts so much. Who like
Well, you know
kicks
what?
someone like that? I'm gonna
It's called
bite him.
That's called envy, sweetie. That's called envy. They
Thank
wish
you.
they were you. You know what? Do not waste your teeth because your teeth should only touch the sweetest of things. And him, he's sour.
You're right. You're totally
Exactly.
right. His hair's not even
Disgusting.
braided.
It's not. And
It's
you know
not.
what?
It's just crazy.
never going
It's
to
just
be.
out
It's
there.
never going to be.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You are more than fine. You are pristine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Right, you see a very upset Arabian next to this like big war horse, like this lug of a horse. It has like
I don't know what
scars
happened
on
here,
it. And you
but
just see
I'm
like
gonna cast Healing Word on this horse.
Aww. Yeah, you see a bruise on her side kind of begin to like
Listen,
a swollen
horses are
part,
very
like
delicate.
a knot.
Bruise like this can kill them.
You see it begin to like heal. The hematoma kind of sinks back into her skin and she doesn't seem as upset anymore.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I cast Healing Word and I heal 7 hit points.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She seems a little bit better as you say this.
And the
She's an
good berry.
Arabian. She's delicate. She's a racehorse. She's not used to this.
Quick question: did they bring Ostrich with them? Ostrich is the name of Mirayah's horse.
Oh, yeah. No, your horses are there.
Cool. Ostrich, I'm sorry I had to witness this display of violence.
Ostrich is like chill. Ostrich has seen shit, traveled the
Ostrich
countryside.
has seen a lot of shit.
Ostrich sees this display and is just disappointed.
Judgmental. Just my very, very beautiful paint horse.
Yeah.
Valym,
Ostrich is also, you've never seen Ostrich kick or bite anybody. So Ostrich is just confused at this
Ostrich has been in my
behavior.
horse for like 13 years. Yeah.
Gentle
Somebody.
soul.
I don't know what happened, but I want to say sorry about him kicking Tootsie. I don't know what could have been said that would have been okay for that to happen. So
No, it's not your fault. He started disrespecting you. Wasn't about it. Yeah. So when he got mad, I decided to put on a show to make you look better.
oh. Thanks, buddy.
It looks like it worked.
Yeah, for now. But if he kicks Tootsie again, then I there's gonna be a problem.
I also told him that if he kept acting up, I was going to eat him.
That sounds like you.
Yeah.
Well,
I probably
you know,
won't, but
But he strike some fear into his heart. You know.
yep, fair side in him.
Yeah. I mean, if I saw someone turn into a wolf and say they're gonna eat me,
Oh, 100%.
You got it.
Yeah.
You know, that's not me.
I'll catch him. Like,
Yeah, I know. You do some crazy shit, man. You're a wild boy.
yeah,
But
man.
thank you, though.
Listen, yeah, no,
Thank you.
he should respect you a little bit more. I don't think he respects you. I think you'll earn it, but he seems like he has this notion of his previous writers were probably hard asses. I also don't think most of his writers really cared for him, to be honest. Seems kind of like he's never had love.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll try to change that, I guess.
get a nice apple or something. That horse does not look like it's ever had like a good apple.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll probably come to you for more advice on that because I'm not.
That's fine.
It's not
I
my
got
thing.
you. I got you. Yeah. We'll get him a stable and set him running or something. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Mirayah. By the way,
No problem. I have
thank
no
you so
idea
much.
what happened, but
Me either. But it
horses-
worked out.
bad thing. So
I'm gonna be honest. I genuinely thought that thing was gonna I was done. I was gonna get a head full of horse to my chest, but taking risks has worked for me lately. So we're gonna keep going till I run out of luck, I guess.
that sounds like a bad idea, but we are about to fight a god. So,
Exactly.
Valym,
So
do
I
you
don't
want to
have
take
much else to
the
lose.
sack Scorpio is holding for Tootsie? Tootsie's the name of your horse, right?
Yeah, be careful grabbing this to Scorpio because he's got a weird thing on his finger and we don't know if it's contagious.
Give me back that gold.
He has a what?
You lied to me. Give me back that gold.
He has a
Why
what?
did
and what?
I lie?
Because I told you not to tell them
Tell them
you are
what?
What thing is on his
about
finger?
anything involving the thing on Scorpio's hand. Give it back.
Okay.
But I didn't
What
talk
happened?
about the rig. I just said he's
Okay.
contagious.
That's part of the ring.
But I didn't say that he had a
ring?
ring that he was wearing.
Thank you,
ring?
everyone, for coming today. Hello, my name is Scorpio. We're
Hey,
about to fight an entity of despair.
True.
This is not the first time that a lot of us have faced this enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to be as prepared as possible, and Mirayah had this. And Scorpio will hold up his hand with that ring intact and the null
nice ring.
creature.
Oh.
This should help in psychic attacks, which may be the part that I'm most vulnerable in. We should prepare all of our minds. The trauma that was brought up in our past is the most powerful weapon that this entity has at its disposal.
Weird. But
Okay.
Oh, in that case, maybe we want it to be contagious. Try poking it, see if you get some on you.
Nope.
No.
Just gonna. There's a whole lot here to parse that I don't have the energy to deal with. So, whatever was happening there, it's fine.
But I do want to thank everyone because we have to be on the same page about this. It is going to be extremely dangerous, and this is not a fight within a mind. This is physical.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Lulu,
Are you guys
I
gonna
think
be
it's
okay? Do you want me to help you?
You
I
should
think
go.
it's best if you stay behind. This is
What?
incredibly dangerous. We appreciate your help so far, and in fact, you could spend time doing some research. You've looked into Whimsy's past before. See if you can find anything that could count as a weakness.
Okay, I can talk to my lady and see if she knows something.
Do you think Carpenter would watch over Lulu?
Perhaps.
I don't
If
even
we-
watched over. I watched over the horses because I'm
Listen,
an
Lulu.
adult.
I think we just all feel better if we knew you were safe because we're about to be very unsafe.
And it makes us unable to concentrate if we're worried about your safety.
Oh,
I thought you were going to stay in the fen for a little bit with my parents, so.
Well, that was the plan, but then, Tabitha was kind of creating some issues.
Valym, I'm going to rely on your strength in this. You had the conviction to convict Leander and end his suffering. Bring that conviction to this entity. It is not the entire representation of despair. Despair is an emotion. People can be a representation, but a physical form is only that. We are eliminating this manifestation from this plane, and we may need a compass to direct us to do that. Ajax, we need your physical strength to be able to withstand surely the attacks that will come. Mirayah, we need you there to fix our mistakes. Inevitably, they will happen and we will bleed.
You're acting like I'm not going to make mistakes myself. Ugh.
This needs to be a united front. I believe we can do this if we are together.
Okay.
A single twig is weak. She snaps it. And then she picks
Thank
up another
you.
one and she says, but you could still sharpen it and poke someone in the eye.
Oh, there
And
was
I
more.
think that's beautiful.
Let's poke him in the eye.
How many people has Lulu killed?
God.
What?
Do you think?
That's a Lulu question.
No, I've never killed anybody.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah. Since I kind of gave up half your secret, I'll give you half the gold back.
You can keep the full gold. But remember, I'll remember this.
Oh. Or will you?
You can't say things like that, Lulu.
I'm not Scorpio, sweetie. I will remember.
Oh.
Oh.
I wouldn't recommend going into my head. You really don't want to be in there.
Oh, I wasn't gonna do that.
I mean, you could try. You definitely won't come out the same.
Oh, so thank you. I just thought you'd probably just forget because you guys are all really old. And that's when you have memory problems.
I am 23 years old.
That makes sense. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
That's
I
when
agree.
your back
I
starts
agree.
hurting and you start forgetting stuff.
My back
Ajax
How old are all of
makes
you?
sounds when he sits down and stands up.
Yep.
He goes
yeah.
like grandpa
man.
sounds. He goes, oh.
Oh, yep.
I refuse to be known as old.
It comes for us all.
She's a child. You can't argue with her.
I'm an old man.
Even if you're right, you're still wrong. Just let her be right.
I'm ready to retire after this.
That goes against everything in my nature.
How are you
we've
gonna
tried to-
retire? Then
You
how
tried
are
to
you
bribe a
gonna
child.
Impress
I don't know why you didn't expect this.
Rita.
Hey.
was hoping it was kind of a test.
Rita.
Is that necessary right now? Is that necessary? I've got things to focus on.
Rita.
You serious, Willie?
No.
Yeah. Is it okay? Okay, cool. I see. Okay. Well, let's live through this, and then I can worry about that.
What's their couple name? Is it Redax?
Rajax.
Rajax.
You've already thought of this, huh?
Rajax.
Why does it sound like reject?
Oof. Because you're projecting.
That's me, not Scorpio.
How dare you? I never get rejected. I reject others.
I
That's
think-
how you avoid rejection.
I think that yours and Sunny's name should be Money.
I love it. We come from a family of
Money.
acquirers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was at the end of your name. It's not at the beginning of your name, so I don't know if it works.
It still works. I like it. Good job, Lulu. I'm very proud of you. You're a delight.
Okay.
I'm projecting because I think I'm going to die, but I'm just kind of just saying things.
You're gonna die? You guys better not die.
Don't tell Lulu we're going to die.
Don't lie. Don't tell me what to do.
Not the truth yet. We don't know if we're going to die. We're going into danger, but we don't know if we're going to die.
I'll say what I want. I'm an adult. I'm older than you.
Despite
Damn.
the
Are you?
surroundings,
Yes.
Scorpio closes his
I'm an
eyes.
elf.
That's true.
You're a half elf.
Focuses in.
Now.
What?
Focuses in on the energy
right.
that he has
me?
with his patron.
Uh-huh.
And for those watching, like even though Scorpio's eyes are closed, beneath his headband, you can see a sort of like glimmer of perhaps a third opening happening on his forehead as he searches for like the twin of that energy in the area.
Oh shit, a psychussy.
Oh.
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it.
No.
Oh, I was thinking it so hard.
You guys have gotten to me. I would normally never say something like that. You people
You were
have
so- you were
corrupted
so
me.
Scorpio opens up his psychussy looking for the other half.
Really isn't working. I'm taking full psychic damage every time you say it.
Hey, at least the thing's fed.
God.
Psychussy.
He was so innocent. What have y'all done?
Please tell me it's not a brown eye.
That screensaver you put up though, Balvin, was very much like a palate cleanser.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm a bad person. I've corrupted too many.
Oh man.
Anyways,
you open up your third eye and commune with Leander. Give me a Arcana check.
13.
Yeah, you see fragments of something through his eyes. You can hear him, like kind of fervently speaking in fragments. Like you're trying to speak with him, and it's almost like he can't hear you, but you can hear his inner monologue with the 13. And he's like, "Oh, one hand on the wheel, and one hand off the wheel." And you see like flashes of buildings and stuff around him as he's like running.
Do I recognize the architecture at all of any of the buildings?
Yeah, give me a perception check
Uh-huh.
or history.
17. for perception.
Yeah, you recognize bits and pieces of a mausoleum.
Mausoleum. And does
near
it remind
the
me
well
of
where you were first, where you first dropped into? It's not far.
I know where this is.
Scorpio immediately breaks the connection. You see him snap to, and he looks over with suddenly like serious eyes. Lulu, you need to leave. Everyone else, I know where to go. And Scorpio, without waiting for a reply, takes off, arms behind him.
Listening to you, Lulu takes off in the opposite direction, arms behind her.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get used to this version of him.
Should
Let's
we
go.
follow?
Yeah, no, we should.
Are we leaving the horses here?
Valym? I don't know if we should take him where we're going. Sounds kind
This
of
place
dangerous.
isn't safe. We're still in the tunnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's fast. We gotta decide now.
We'll take the horse. We'll take
I
the
just
horse
hop
and-
onto the horse and I start driving my car towards them.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take August and they can run if things get bad.
Okay. Yeah.
But we can't just leave them here because
No,
Lulu's gone.
You're right. Yeah. All right.
So,
Okay.
seeing that the other three are sort of mounted and can keep up, I would even be willing to spend like a key point, and we see Scorpio leaping through the trees a little bit faster than he has before.
Ooh. Okay.
Where does this man get his go-go juice?
He's a superhero.
You all have a hard time keeping up with him, but you do manage to do so. Scorpio, you find yourself in that same graveyard where everything began so many weeks ago. And you see Leander hunched over one of the sort of stone grave sites, kind of like wheezing and retching back and forth, his arms kind of like at odd angles as though he's like fighting something inside of him.
Oh no. As soon as I can, I'll rush over.
Roll for initiative.
Oh.
Please don't curse me. Don't want to die. Oh, okay, well, we'll just re-roll that.
12 for Scorpio.
Oh my fucking god.
Last time we were here, we got wrecked.
We fought wisps, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yes. And Leander wrecked the wisps.
that's right. We need help.
Right, the wisps.
We need to attack the well. Let's see.
I got a 3.
God damn it.
I got a 12 as well.
I think I have higher dex than
Yeah.
Jax.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yes, you do. I'll have to check that.
Valim,
I got a 10.
a 10.
Dang, we rolled loaded.
There's it.
Get it out
I
of the way
like
for
it.
initiative.
It's a nice change.
Oh, by the way, the minicam looks gorgeous today.
Thank
does.
you. Thank you. Yeah, some of these minis have gotten a bit of an upgrade since last time we saw them. Some of them are reused. Some of them I've touched up over the time, like the mausoleum. I think
I like the lighting too.
the biggest touch up is that I wanted to show. That is Leander when you first saw him so many weeks ago, 40
Yeah.
episodes ago. And he's not completely finished yet, but
Did you see Leander the first episode?
this
Oh.
is Leander
Oh, first or second or something like that.
awoken.
Whoa!
Wow.
Like a.
Wow.
He's not as disheveled anymore. He's got this long, big hat, big Odin vibes, and a plague doctor mask. Unfortunately, he comes with this big bird that sits on his hand. I couldn't glue it on before the show though because the paint was still a little wet. I apologize. But I'll post close-up photos later so you guys can see the difference in old
So
Leander
good.
and new Leander. Yeah. The characters leveled up, and so did the players. But before we get into that, friends, players, we must take a short break. For we have reached the halfway point of the show.
Oh my god.
So we will be right back. Get up, get some water, stretch, and
what could possibly go wrong?
I'm so excited for this fight. See you in a bit, chat.